Disclaimer: this video has the use of harmful chemicals and dangerous tools. Please do not try this at home unless with parental supervision. Thank you. Wait a minute, that's pretty cool. What if I made it into a video? Yeah, imagine all the money I could get from it. You're not even making money yet. Whatever, we're making a custom now. Okay, what the hell is the WEBBER Tomas? Anyone?
Hello?
For those who don't know, before the 1984 interpretation of Tomas, there was two earlier interpretations. One in 1953 where about the sad story of Henry, where an engine derailed and a hand was seen putting the engine back on the rails. Sadly, no footage is seen from the original film, so that leads fans to make recreations. And the second was the WEBBER Tomas. The WEBBER Tomas was basically a musical recreation of Tomas, and this one never got launched. It was only seen in pictures, and since we do have evidence of it happening, only it being very minute. I would love to see all of it in action, but I don't think we're gonna get any of that very soon. Or ever, I'm not sure. And that really got me thinking, what if Plarail decide to make one? I know they won't, but it's still cool to try. And since my friend Dalton Reginald did make one a few months back, I might as well make one as well. And since my last video on the custom got a lot of positive feedback, I'll do it. Sure, I'll do it. I'll waste 5 months of my life on this. Let's get started, I guess. At the start of the project, I needed to do many modifications to Tomas, which was 1. Make his funnel bigger, then remove his lamp irons, lamp and smoke deflectors, make a 3D whistle, paint him, including his face, fill out his windows, and lastly, make this little peak or whatever the hell you call it at the end of his bunker. Now let's get started with the project. First, I started off with a plain Tomy Tomas. I then separated his cab from his boiler with a screwdriver. Normally they're glued on, but I guess I just got lucky this time. I then chopped off his funnel to incorporate a bigger one. Now where am I gonna get a bigger one? I don't know either. Looking for a funnel was kind of hard until I found one. It was an all-engine Go James from a McDonald's toy, and to be honest, I don't really care about it, so I chopped off his funnel and glued it onto Tomas. It looks amazing, but now Tomas can't go under risers, which is kind of a bummer, but you know what, I'm just gonna keep him on display. It's not like I'm gonna actually play with him. Now onto his windows. With the help of some handy dandy popsicle sticks, I used them to fill out the window and glued them on as well. The stick on the right side isn't perfect, but I'll deal with it for now. Around the same time of doing that, I was also working on his running board. Nothing much was done to it as of now because all I needed to do was cut his lamp irons, and smoke deflectors. Because for some reason, Tomas doesn't have them in this image. Now I'm done with most of the important details, let's get started with more of the intricate details. Starting off with his face. Choosing the face was pretty difficult. I couldn't find one that I really liked, and to be honest, all of them sucked, and since I'm too lazy to mold one myself, I just kept searching, until I found the CGI Tomas face. The CGI Tomas face not only has a closed mouth, it looks similar enough. So I decided to get one. I first made a rough edit of it, and I loved it so much, so it's off to the table. I first got a CGI Tomas face, sanded down his eyebrows because for some reason those are molded, and then I got my acrylic paint. The easiest part was definitely the eyebrows and the eyes since they only needed minor paint detailing, same with the mouth since it's only a line. However, the wrinkles next to his eyes were kind of hard to paint since they're so small. The left eye went really well. It was first try actually, but the right eye, we don't talk about that. After the face was done, I decided to paint his running board. I first painted it black around the board and got my acrylic markers and filled out the top of the running board. Now, this isn't the most efficient way of painting, and let me tell you something, it's a big mistake that I did this, and you'll see why later. I went on to clear coat his running board, and guess what? When I clear coated it, the paint melted, and I could see the red plastic seeping through the running board and the paint. So, we don't want to talk about that. Anyways, after repainting the running board with acrylic markers since I hadn't learned my lesson, I clear coated it again, and luckily this time it went way smoother. Then onto his main shell. All I had to do was add his little peak thing. The peak was pretty easy. All I had to do was get more popsicle sticks, glue it to the back of his bunker, and I just had to add filler to his back. It's kind of rough around the edges because I was doing it in a rush. It looked good enough and it was smooth enough actually. I'm surprised my filler was able to do that. Then came to his whistle. I hate it! His whistle sucks ass. I'm not even joking. I didn't want to paint a whistle onto Tomas since I wanted to be molded, so I was looking for one, and let's just say it's kind of hard looking for one that's like this. If only you had us. I tried looking for an alternative and I couldn't find anything until I found a small screw. I decided to glue it on with some super glue and I did it. It looked perfect. And then I decided to do a durability test and I broke it off.
Yo, chat, why this game so fun, chat?
So I decided, you know what? I screwed it in and it looked okay. I mean, who's gonna care that my whistle is screwed into the body? Like, I don't think anyone's gonna care. So I let it slide. I once again painted everything together and painted his number, lining, and all that other stuff. So after I painted everything together, I clear coated it, got some Spencer side rods, and it was finished. And oh my gosh, it looks so good. He's so handsome. But of course, it wouldn't be a PercyEngine6 video if I didn't have custom rolling stock. And that's where Annie and Clarabelle and a troublesome truck come into place. Annie and Clarabelle first got drafts in my notebook on how I wanted them to look like, and the truck I used a painting tool on my phone. I first removed Annie and Clarabelle's faces and washed it with warm water, and later applied WD-40 to remove the residue.
Oh shoot!
And same goes for the truck. I then painted Annie and Clarabelle in the same gray as Tomas and used primer gray for the truck. And after, I painted their faces. First was the truck, then Annie, then lastly Clarabelle. These were very hard to paint on, and for Clarabelle I kind of cheated since I used a Sharpie to trace around it. And when I decided to give them a clear coat, guess what? Oh, they started turning yellow. I'm not even joking. Specifically Annie and Clarabelle, you know, the ones that I spent the most time on. You know, the faces, they were kind of hard to paint on, like, I don't know, like, they were not that hard, like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's alright, because the yellow stain died down when the shells dried up, so it's all good. And finally, the project that took me 5 months to finish was finished. I couldn't tell you how happy I was seeing all of them lined up together, finished up, and no problems and issues. For being my first major custom with a lot of modifications, I'm very happy with the results, and even with all of its flaws, I can still look at the stuff I like about them. And this video took forever to make, mainly because I'm too lazy to finish the script or edit. I hate editing right away. The thought of making the video is better than the thought of editing the video, so yeah, I think you can imagine that, why this video took forever. And hopefully you enjoyed it. And this is probably going to be my last custom video for a while, since I want to try other types of content, like storytelling or something, or maybe reviews or something else. Maybe something not Tom's related. I have some stories already lined up, and hopefully I can get a few finished in June of this year. Anyways, all talking, let's get this guy running. that's all for today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you can watch my profile and watch my other videos. Hope and have a good day. Toodles!